I'd like to call this meeting to order. Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 20, hereby informing all attendees that a video and audio recording will be being made. If anyone else wants to record, please make us aware. They need to make the board aware. First up, any public comment? No Kathy today?
Okay.
Wow, okay. Moving on, we have minutes. I think there was a couple amendments. Right, Conrad?
Yes, the minutes you have, that packet doesn't reflect it. My
That's-
apologies.
That is reflected or isn't?
Not
Okay.
reflected. I can share, however. The minutes if you would like, just a
There's the bell.
Oh, it's time.
Now it's done.
yeah.
Um,
1 second.
Get changes?
yeah, we do have changes. There we go. Right, the red is the amended part. Is that accurate?
Just clarification of what was allowed and what was not
Mhm.
allowed in that zone. And the definition of the fast food.
Okay, right, do I have a motion
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second.
as amended?
Oh,
Yes, as amended.
Second by Peg. Any further discussion? Roll call vote. Peter,
Yes.
Conrad,
Yes.
Dave,
I,
Peg,
Hi.
Buck Donovan, aye. We have the minutes. We have a few minutes, little bit of time to kill. Master Plan Committee, Peter, how we doing? Did you guys change the date, right?
We changed the date. That's the one big thing that's different. We realized at the last meeting that our proposed date of March 30th was the day before Easter. And there was a lot of opinion that people who were religious would find it uncomfortable to go to a meeting on that day. So we moved it back 1 week to, I think it's April 6th. This is still Saturday. We have gotten almost completely done with the draft. We had quite a bit of discussion at the meeting 2 weeks ago. We left a number of changes in the hands of our staff person, CJ Haas. We also had a plan which we have executed to have Marilyn Wyatt, who's a professional editor, go over it one more time and edit it. And she has done that. And CJ has incorporated her edits. There's one more little detail to take care of that I'm going to look into tonight. And we will be posting it, I hope, by the end of the week on the town website. Sean Renier has been our arranger for the meeting, and he has prepared a flyer to advertise it, which I need to review and approve. But you should start seeing flyers around fairly shortly. And we're going to be making, Brooke, have you worked out how many copies to make with CJ?
No, not yet. I haven't received any further clarification from CJ.
Yeah, I think what we're going to do is make 20 for town hall and 40 for the meeting itself. But if you and CJ decide to change that, or if Chris Britton thinks a different number is better, or if the board tonight thinks a different number would be better, let us know. And Brooke, you can make the final decision about how many to print. They're going to be in black and white, and we've made sure that the color graphs that were prepared for color printing won't be washed out, that they'll still be readable in black and white prints. And we're hoping for a good turnout. I think there's a lot of material in the plan, a lot to react to. I hope it's pretty close to comprehensive, but I'm sure there'll be some things that people will want to add to it. And I hope our recommendations make sense to people and can be implemented, but we'll find out a lot more when we have the public hearing.
So Peter, what time is that?
I believe it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Date one more time.
It will be the Saturday, which I think is April 6th.
At Lee High, at,
I can confirm it is.
yeah,
At the high school, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, and then we'll have another meeting, the final meeting, I hope, of the master plan committee after that, to make any changes that resulted from comments received and to vote the plan over to you folks
And you, yep, okay,
and dissolve the master plan committee.
for another 20 years, or are we gonna? have-
You know, I'll let you worry about the next one, Buck.
No.
Maybe
20 years.
Dan.
That's right, imagine that. Dan, yeah, Dan can take it. You'll be right in line for it then. Think about it, 20 years?
oh,
Okay, Community Preservation Act, Peg, anything
Yeah.
going on?
the 20th. This week, they're having a meeting at 5:30, which is, I guess, for the committee, and then after that, there'll be more going on about, housing, so.
Have they finalized what they're
Not to
gonna
my,
award yet?
not to my knowledge. Oh, that's another thing. Thank you, Bob. They didn't get as much money as they thought they would, but they do have some figures that will be discussed at the meeting, okay?
So they haven't awarded anything yet?
Well, they do have things they want, and there will be discussion, but
Okay,
because of different things that have occurred in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts this year, they may not get as much money as they thought they would. So there'll be more forthcoming after that meeting, definitely.
Okay.
Yep,
sounds good.
yeah.
We still have a few more minutes till we can open up this public hearing. Brooke, can you get the bylaw with the markups on it up there at least? Kathy, you missed
Oh,
public
yeah.
comment. Did you have anything? No?
There, I had to unmute myself. No, I didn't have anything. I just, I'm glad I got back to be able to listen to what's going on. Thank you.
Okay. Seven minutes. Right, what do you got? Mr. Time? TikTok. You guys are for which one?
Join them.
Okay. And you got Wickham. Weren't we already here once for that?
No, almost, I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was an almost,
Oh,
Cause I remember a rock wall and stuff like,
yeah,
and
No.
Dave was saying the same thing.
I would say shared the other approach.
Yeah, okay.
Let's do that quick. Seems like a simple
Can
thing.
we?
Seems like a simple thing.
Yeah, we can jump out of order on that one.
Yeah. We got 6.5 minutes.
I gotta be fair. 1 to 10, pick a number.
1 to 10? 4. What numbers you want to pick?
1 to 10. 6, so 4. You go first.
Would you like to do it now?
Go ahead, let's go.
Okay, great. Thank you. Hi, I'm Brian Costello from BEK Associates, Land Surveyors. We did a approval not required plan. Mr. Joyner, his wife, what we're doing is creating not quite a quarter of an acre parcel, got a separate building lot,
Thank
no frontage. It's access plan from the neighbor that they are conveying, which lies directly behind the joiner's property. And it's not changing any frontage to the neighboring property, and they still have 5.9 acres remaining on the neighboring property that we're taking out, so
Doesn't change.
it'll still maintain its we won't have to make any.
So lot one is what you're conveying?
Mhm.
Peter, are you seeing this okay?
No, I think I'm probably gonna abstain because it's so difficult to follow
Okay.
where I am. If you need my
Well-
vote, it'll slow things down, but if you can get by with
Okay.
me abstaining, that's what I'll do.
We'll use the alternate then.
Good.
So Dan, you get to, I'll go around the room. Dan, you have any questions on this?
I think my only question was, how was the reaction from the neighbors? Out of curiosity, any,
The neighbors are the one that's conveying the property.
okay,
This is a Rotondo, they have all the horses, right?
Mhm.
They don't have any horses left.
No, no horses left?
They had one pony left and that was gone last year.
Okay,
That's not yours.
that's too bad.
That is too bad.
Conrad, anything?
You're basically, you're excising lot one from the larger piece, you're adding it to the joiner
Joiner's
piece.
pro- Mhm.
All the, you still got your frontages on the remaining piece?
Yeah.
Looks fine.
Yep. Dave,
No, I'm fine with it.
Peg,
I'm fine.
I'm good with it. All right, let's get signing.
Great.
Okay,
Do you have a pen or do you need a?
now you need a
Need the,
Mylar.
yeah, a fine Sharpie if you have it. I bet Patrick has one.
If not.
I just signed.
Waving it.
Going, I'll sign that, sign the first one off.
There we go.
Well,
I think I went 20 years ago
Wicked.
at this town to make sure I brought one of these
These
all the
are
time.
wicked important. Now, I'll do this.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
We'll pass them right around, okay? Over to Dan.
Over the dam.
Yep.
Yes. I know, I have to remember. Right.
You did that one.
Yeah. That's great. Oh, the date. Should we date them?
Yep, I was.
Oh,
Missed that one.
okay, so,
We need this one? You,
yeah, somebody
no, I
did.
think that one will do it.
That's good. Very good.
That's done.
Yeah.
Okay. We got four there. Now we do the Mylar.
Now we got. it. Good.
That was almost organized. Usually it's just they're going every direction.
As long as
Very
they get done,
organized.
it's fine.
So you keep the 4, I believe, or they keep. the 4?
Those are yours.
These are ours. That's okay. Yep.
Let's be straight up.
Okay.
Or at least. Good luck.
Hopefully I can make it back to Wednesday without getting blown off the roof.
Oh,
Brutal. It was,
Pretty rough today.
yeah.
I mean.
It wasn't, no, it's bad coming down, right by the shops, right on just before the splits to go to, Stockbridge. I go to-
Wow.
Right in, yeah, right.
Yeah.
in there. Got hit by a branch, you know, a little, came right, flying right off the tree, the branches all in the
Oh,
road.
boy.
It was-
Scary though.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you for speaking. Appreciate it.
Are we on top?
Yeah, that one's just an extra.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'd like to open up the public hearing for the marijuana bylaw. Gordon could not be here today because of a family commitment. He wanted to let everybody know that he wasn't just blowing it off. It was something pretty important stuff. He did some markups for us. You guys have a chance to look at it? What do you think? I think a little bit was redundant. Because he said, I mean, the one thing I picked up. Prohibiting. And then in the next, pretty much the next line.
Yeah.
Then in the next section, prohibits. Me utilizing growing cultivation number facilities. This chapter. I don't think that needs to be there. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Wait,
To me, the markups were very basic.
Pretty basic.
Yeah.
Peter, did you look it over? You're muted, Peter.
Not hearing.
We're not hearing you. You're muted.
Okay, I've got
Go.
several things.
Yep.
The first thing is the board needs to write a report
No.
under the statute. I don't know I've never done this before. I don't know what would be in that report. But I think there are some questions that I have about, I think we probably have to send this on the way it's submitted to us, but with comments. And so assuming that, my first comment is on paragraph C3, where he deletes and research facilities. Everybody see that?
yeah.
It's current bylaw says research facilities can be conducted in the DCBC, CBC, RB, and OPLI. But if he makes this change, then research facilities cannot be in those zones, nor, as far as I can see, can they be in any zone. They're not mentioned again. My iPad doesn't do search on this kind of document, but I don't think there's another place where research facilities do appear and are permitted. So I wonder, my first question is whether it is against state law for us to provide no place in Lee for research facilities.
Well, you know what? It's up to us to put a bylaw together for them to put into town meeting.
Oh, I see. So okay,
Yeah. So we have
I-
to come up with something.
yeah, I don't understand why research facilities are objectionable, really.
I wouldn't,
I don't-
I think the main objective here is cultivation.
Right. Okay,
So-
so that's an open question, Buck. And the board, you guys can do what you want with this. I just want to surface these things. My second
So
concern,
I would say keep, do not strike. Is the board on track with, okay. And what, I'll already say, we're probably gonna continue this one more meeting. So he can actually voice his opinion.
That'd be great. Yeah, I'd like to hear his thoughts on these.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
not sure his thought process on that.
My second concern is that this draft introduces a new verb called growing. And I believe that the bylaw only speaks about cultivation of marijuana. And as I understand cultivation, it includes growing, and I don't know what else, I suppose, watering and fertilizing and that sort of thing. But he's in new paragraph 8, he's saying no outdoor growing or outdoor cultivation, as though growing and cultivation are different things. And I think that has echoes through the rest of the bylaw, because if cultivation does not include growing, then a lot of things, I think,
Oh, right here.
are loose and start knocking around, rolling around on deck.
How
So
about do we have a definition of cultivation?
I don't see it. I don't see it, but I assume that it means growing the plants and taking all the steps necessary to grow the plants.
Outdoor growing,
I-
outdoor cultivation.
I would say we should align it with what the licenses are. So marijuana cultivator is one of the licenses.
Okay, yeah, so I would suggest, subject to whatever Gordon's response is, I would suggest in 8, taking out the words outdoor growing or.
Yep.
And then also in 9, taking
Same
out the
thing in
words
9.
growing or.
Yep.
And I have 2 more still, bigger things.
What's up? Well, let's finish. Peg has a question. What do you think, Peg?
Outdoor growing or outdoor cultivation.
We don't mention what he was just saying. We don't mention the word growing anywhere. It's
All
kind of
right,
a new.
so you're not, can I just make this, or just understand this totally? Outdoor cultivation is allowed or is
Not
no,
allowed.
no? Okay,
No.
that's great.
The
I'm
question
happy
is-
about that.
The question is, cultivation and grow is the same thing. Cultivation,
I don't know.
a grow facility in marijuana is a cultivation.
Yeah,
So basically all we're doing, you take out the word growing because cultivation is just growing.
well, the outdoor growing, we're not allowing it because it
Correct.
can create
They-
a terrible.
They can't stop it, so they can't
No.
stop the smell.
Right, and therefore people don't like it. Or many people in different areas that I've read
Some people
about.
love the smell. That's what's difficult, so.
Really?
Yep.
Uh,
I bet you there's plenty of people that really like the smell. It's just majority seems to not like it.
you're talking now. Like skunk cabbage? I mean,
That's right.
am I correct? I'm
You're
just
right.
curious. I'm just trying to make this clear. Okay.
Can we add?
I guess I'm-
definitions to this?
Pardon me?
No, just ask, what can we add
I'm looking at it.
definitions of, the cultivate and, so we're clear on what we're
What?
gonna leave and what we're gonna take out.
Yeah, that'd be a good, I think that's a good idea.
So, Mr. Chairman, if you're done with that little sidebar,
Yes.
I have 2 substantive
Sorry.
ideas that I wanted to bring up. One is, we have in the bylaw already a provision that says that no marijuana facility of various kinds can be located within 500 feet of a school or a place where kids hang out. I wonder, rather than prohibiting growing, whether we could take a step like that or recommend a step like that, that there would be no outdoor or indoor growing or processing of marijuana plants within 500 feet of a residence or business. I wonder what the board thinks about that as a substitute for an outright prohibition.
I think also the problem with the current one that we're experiencing is just the drive-by smell. It's
Right.
unpleasant.
Yeah, but see, if they tried to do that under my proposal here, they wouldn't be able to set it up there on the highway because they've got businesses everywhere all around them. The only place you'd be able to do it would be 500 feet back from whatever the nearest business or residence is. And that would not be generally near a road. That would be back, in some back lot somewhere. The reason I suggest this is not that I have any favor I want to extend to marijuana growers, but it seems to me that this might be more able to survive criticism by the Marijuana Control Commission. That if we've already got a prohibition, a 500-foot rule, keeping it away from schools, I guess on grounds of moral turpitude, maybe it makes sense to try and set up a similar restriction on grounds of odious smell. And I don't really know what the odds are of surviving either one of these, but I did get the idea from Chris last meeting that this prohibition might not survive a challenge from the State Marijuana Control Commission.
Do you think 500 feet would solve the problem though? I think it travels further than that.
I do too.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I-
It was just an idea. It's just an idea to try to improve our chances of surviving review. And my final idea is back to the theme that I brought up on all earlier discussions of enforcement. I read over the enforcement provisions, and Buck, you were good to read these, to us before. But I read these and I cannot really understand why we have to put up with the smell. There's two provisions that are relevant. One says that the owners and operators will be liable for violation of the smell provision or violation of anything really. And so I wonder, let me see if I can find it. This is paragraph 7E7. In the event of any odors, debris, dust, fluids, or other substances exited ME, the owner of the subject premises and the licensee shall be jointly and severally liable for such conditions and shall be responsible for immediate full cleanup and correction of such condition. Now, is our fear that that provision cannot be enforced, or is our concern that we don't know how to go about enforcing it? I'm still not really clear why we are not enforcing that. And before I leave it, Buck, I just want to say also that there's a separate provision, the last paragraph in the whole bylaw. The last sentence, J4, if upon review by the Board of Selectmen, the ME is found to not be fully in compliance with the host community agreement, the special permit may be suspended or rescinded. And so I feel that that's an enormously powerful step that the selectmen could take. They are the special permitting agent. And I assume that they had some conditions about smell, and I don't understand still why they haven't suspended or rescinded the special permit. But my question for the board is really a different one, and that is, should we be looking at that statement about liability in paragraph E7? It says the owner and the operator will be jointly and severally liable. Well, what does that mean? Liable for what? Does it mean liable in a nuisance lawsuit by a neighbor who wants to bring a suit against his neighbor for, despoiling his enjoyment of his property? Or does it mean that the town can in some way have a right here to enforce something? So I think this sounds tough, but I think it's kind of cloudy and mushy. And I wonder if we could tone it up somehow and make it more meaningful and useful.
I think you're exactly right, and I think why they kind of backed off trying to use this as enforcement because odor is just mentioned as odor here. In our regular environmental bylaws, it mentions noxious fumes and odors.
Yeah,
So by not using the same verbiage, they could feel that we were less specific to the marijuana growers, thus creating a bylaw singling them out. So yeah, I think we should clean this up, make it more precise.
what could we do though? How could we, I mean, if the
Evan.
rule is that we have to do no more than we do for any other odor.
Yeah, have the same wording as we have as in our other odor
Oh,
bylaw.
okay. So we put in noxious odors
Yep.
and then what? Then there's a question
Well, I
of
think-
fact for a court as to whether the odor is noxious or not.
I know.
I know, it's a
You have a 10 out of 10 people agree? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I as a lawyer, you would imagine that, you know, the moving party, be it the town or be it a neighbor, would bring in witnesses who says, you know, a string of witnesses who say, yeah, I smell it, you know, 3 days a week and it's horrible and it smells like a skunk. And it, you know, I try to leave my house when the smell is coming down from there. And then on the other side, the defense will put on a witness or two or a dozen who say, oh, it's fine. It's no worse than a lot of things. And it's not really noxious. And then it becomes a question for the court to decide by a preponderance of the evidence whether the smell is noxious or not. But I don't know why we would avoid that contest. It seems to me, based on what I've heard, the description from people who've been there, that it is noxious and it's pretty clearly noxious.
Well, that's the only thing Chris Britton was saying is because our wording with odor is different than our regular one.
Yeah,
It's
but
why
why can't he just enforce the one that's less rigorous? Well, all right, I agree with you.
But would you be able to clean that up for us and get it more in line with our
Yeah,
other
sure,
bylaw?
sure, yeah, I'd be glad to
I-
do that. I think we're talking about making the odor language match the general bylaw standard for
Correct.
obnoxious
Yes.
odors, right? Okay,
Yes, correct. Yep.
okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else have anything?
Yeah, I got one thing I'd like to add to that. Once we clean up what we think we have to correct it on this, but people are just talking about how we're gonna change the wordage on this.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get that cleaned up, I had this feeling that the town is afraid of the cannabis commission, this new commission.
Yep.
And we're afraid to butt heads.
Yep.
But I think the only way we're ever gonna find out what's gonna happen is draw the line in the sand and do that.
I think so too.
So if we have to do anything to clean up the verbiage before we do that, I think that's a wonderful idea.
Yep.
And when that thing gets passed or shot down the town meeting, then I think we should actually act on whatever exists.
Yeah.
As the points that they have to meet.
I agree.
Cause I think we're gonna run scared for a long time until we find out just what cannabis commission's gonna say.
Dan, you got anything?
I just have a general question, in regards to when these facilities started to open. Did the town have any sort of insurance requirements these facilities have and list the town? As additional insured? Peter keeps setting on liability, and liable and, has anyone maybe seen if they have a pollution GL policy? Pollution liability? Did the town make any of these facilities have any of that? I don't know.
I don't know. I think that would have been in the,
So-
community host agreement, host community agreement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cause that had a safety plan, it had all their business plan, all of that was in the
Right.
host.
and then does the town get their updated
Yeah,
certificate every year from them showing?
I don't know,
Yeah.
but I would assume, I don't know,
Just a,
that'd be per select board,
yeah, okay.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, Conrad, you're,
I was just wondering here, Gordon's edits on this thing under D2. He took the total number of cultivation facilities. to not
Yeah.
Exceed one, total number of non-retail, non-cultivated MEs will not exceed 10. So originally it was 14 down to 3, now it's 14 down to 10. That was
Yeah.
Gordon's thoughts, which is quite a bit different than what the original select letter
it is,
indicated.
yeah.
So there seems to be a relaxation of
No, I think they looked at more of their goal was the odor issue, the
the
cultivation issue.
cultivation.
Yeah.
So basically, if you got rid of the indoor grow or even the outdoor grow, would be the ultimate objective.
Yeah,
All right,
or limit it, yeah,
limit more way.
just to one. They're limiting it to one.
Right, so it's done.
So it's
So
we're already-
basically done. And
Right,
we're already,
We're done.
That one's done.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
There's no opportunity to further.
Yeah.
correct.
So that's, in Gordon's mind, this is good. If we bring it down to that 10. It gets rid of the outdoor or even indoor grows.
Yep.
But the other definitions of, the transportation and the, product manufacturers, that would still be part of the 10. That would still be allowed.
Mhm.
I think then you still allow for business there.
Right.
Right.
I'm good with that. I would like to stay at 14, but I don't think you're gonna see 14 anyway. It's
No.
leveling off.
No,
It's leveling off. So,
yeah,
So
Hey,
from that end, that seems to be.
yeah, I like it. Yeah, I'm okay.
Gotcha.
Anything else?
No.
No. Peg, how about you?
no, I'm okay. I
All right.
don't wanna, the
Just-
smell, the odor is, been a
Well,
big problem.
I
And
did,
you did say that. Or do that, yeah.
and I will tell you, I ran into somebody in the industry. And they don't like, I asked them if it is possible. Is it possible? And they said, yes, but it's very expensive. So that's what it comes down to.
Hmm, that's right,
So,
Always comes down to that.
yeah.
but outdoor, I mean, I'll be honest, we missed outdoor when we wrote this.
Yeah,
Cause we didn't, I mean, I didn't even realize until we started seeing some of them, how bad they
Mm.
stink.
yeah,
They're pretty bad. Been down to Sheffield?
Anytime you're driving down the road in Capitol, places, it's there.
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's not like burning weed, that has a different smell, that's just it's a skunk when it's
Mhm.
growing.
Skunk
Skunk
cabbage.
gas, that's just what it
What
smells.
it smells
What
like.
it is.
Okay, so, I think so we have a few markups, Peter's gonna work on that section 7 for us. And we'll hopefully get together with Gordon and we'll finalize this for town meeting to send it back to select board,
How we go for timing?
that we're still within it.
Mhm.
Yep,
So we're gonna continue with the next meeting?
Yep.
We have to set a time.
we'll do the same thing. Actually, we have another special. We have something else. Have we set a time on that one? Wasn't it posted?
Oh, it's the Form A.
Sure.
Oh,
Thought we had a
we had something else.
public meeting for public hearing for the ADU change.
We didn't post time for that. If we do have it coming up, I might have it to be posted, but I haven't posted
Okay.
it yet, so we can.
All right, just make sure those don't. So it'll be. We will say 6:15 our next meeting. Okay,
Good.
I'd like to close the public hearing and for tonight, continue it till our next meeting, which will be date,
The 20. 320.
3/25 at 6:15.
I won't be here.
Okay,
Next meeting.
can you zoom in on us?
Yeah,
You did it before when
I
it
know.
used to be all Zoom. Okay, Patrick, you're up.
Hey, my name is Pat McColgan. I'm representing Han Wickham, who owns property at 100 Fox. Fox Run. And her sister Laura owns the property next door. And that's what I was in here before. And Anthony Peretti owns the property behind them both. And the last time I was in here, it was to do this little sliver here. That conveyed, yeah, to be conveyed to the sister, so she owns the wall that she built. And then we came up with it, the gazebo was on the property in the back. And so they want to now cut that out to go with this piece. So you're having this little triangle here, or the sister over here, you're having this piece over here, comes back to this piece here.
Freaking shell game.
Yeah, it kind of is. And exactly, I would have been here before for this, but then we
Yeah.
came up with that, so they didn't want to, that.
Do it all at
proposed-
once.
Yeah,
Um,
until they resolve it. But they decided that you're just gonna sell this little triangle to them. They're gonna give this triangle to the
Yep.
sister over here.
Yep.
So their wall will be on their property and then the gazebo will be on their property. It doesn't create any nonconformities or anything else with what's left over here.
doesn't
It's just a
change,
good sized lot.
doesn't change
No
road
frontage
frontage.
changes, no. Neither one.
Peter, are you there? Or you're gonna recuse out of this? Again?
Yes, I recuse.
Okay. All right, it's not complicated one, no road frontage is changing in case you were wondering.
It just looks complicated.
Yeah. Well, and they're all, yeah.
It's not as complicated as your bylaw.
we're not even done with that.
That's
You
true.
know, every community is fighting that. Okay, every one of them is going through that. All of them.
Really,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And that whole industry, it's a race to the bottom.
Yeah,
Hmm,
it's a tough one.
so
They peaked,
I'm
Well-
okay with it. I don't know
this one.
what you guys
Yeah.
think.
Peg,
I'm
you like
okay
it?
with it. Yeah.
Dave,
I'm
Yeah, I'm
happy
good.
with it.
Conrad?
Yep.
Dan?
Yes, I'm good. It's,
Did we take a motion to?
Yeah, we better make. a
Yeah.
motion now.
Anyone?
Yeah.
And I would. Be the-
All right.
I'm gonna say, we left them all there and line my name to the bottom of every line.
You only sign it when it's required. I think there's 5 or 6, but if you only need. 3,
Date on it.
Yeah, there is, February 29th, 24.
Very much to come.
Yeah, use a black one. They yell at me when we use blue anymore.
Oh.
They shouldn't because nobody uses blueprint machines anymore, so
Oh,
blue
wow.
shouldn't matter. So they haven't really caught up with the way it's been or whatever, so. Yeah, try not to. use-
Okay.
Yeah,
So we're gonna
We're gonna-
stand here, the date 2/19.
we just want to know the date.
Yeah.
of the
2/29/24. I'll throw the date on the bottom of that, will you?
Okay, I will. Hold on. Just use
Go that way.
plan. Yeah, and then when you really look at it too. It's like, right, you put the lights a little. Yeah. Good job. Right, like any other stuff. Right, but when we do it to excess, it gets
Yeah.
obnoxious. Yeah.
Oh, well, what are you gonna do?
You used to say the same thing about farms and horses. and
Well,
whatnot,
that's
they-
true, I know,
all the rest of it. But when we do it to excess, it is.
but it's beautiful. Farm with the views. But you're right, couple months out of the year up there. Yeah. That was possible. And that's what they said.
Medicine. Well, I don't, I'm a dog, I'm not really. I never, whatever she did over.
I know, so many people have said that, really.
It's all yours.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
But I'm all here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think there are 5 or 6, but I'm all.
You get the Mylar and we keep the rest.
Right.
Okay.
I'm sure I'll be back.
Oh, yeah.
Sure
you
will.
Here, I got some.
You're like
extra
the
rubber
freaking
bands.
flyer.
Getting rid of nobody left. I see in the evening.
Ah. We all.
Well, who's gonna take it over? Yeah,
I don't even know where the next surveyor is coming from. No. There's some definite shortage.
of everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
thank you.
Thank you.
Lives in the wetlands, the most sea monsters.
Oh, boy.
He always does that. You see, when he does a plan.
Yep.
If there's any wetlands, he always puts like a Loch Ness monster. Well, it's kind of funny,
That's good.
kind of
I
funny.
used to love that story.
Okay, so we did our updates, we did our Form As. I have no other topic.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
Out on Route 102. Let's talk about the setback changes and the moving the split zone issue.
The split zone issue, yep.
Are we trying to get that down to the? Into the, May warrant? If
I-
so, we have to start working on it.
Yeah,
How
let's
about
throw
the-
it, yeah, let's throw it on the next agenda, so we at least start working on it.
Again, do we have time?
If we don't, we kick it to the next one,
Okay.
you know? I know I always like to see it, but that. Yeah,
We can currently talk about dropping the 75 foot down to 35 or
the
40.
setback and changing the, how far, but let's wait, let's get it on the agenda, we'll discuss it then,
Exactly.
okay?
Yep.
Because. The same thing. We had, Berkshire Regional, we had, always have, members' concerns
Mhm.
and, things to say. And I think we're pulling that out because it's too vague. And a few of the towns have gotten in trouble because of it. So, yeah. So you're not, unless it's on the agenda,
Right, right.
that's how life is now.
That's why I'm bringing it up.
Yep,
You don't wanna
And we'll
the-
put it on the agenda. Yep. So. Yeah, what did I have on that? It was. Okay, one more motion? Motion to adjourn. Second,
Yeah.
all in favor?
Okay.
Aye,
Aye.
folks.
Good night.
Oh.
Could I thank everybody too for everything? Everybody's been very nice.
You're welcome.